36 years ago, in the blazing summer of 1941, the region of eastern Galicia, then Polish, now Soviet territory, was stunned by an appalling massacre. Over a period of a few weeks, something like 800 men, women, young children, Jews and known communists were cut down by Tommy guns and their bodies heaped into mass graves. It was another Nazi war crime, the sort of crime that's burnt deep into the bitter folk memory of Eastern Europe. Tonight, the richest man in Holland is held behind the walls of this Dutch prison, accused of being responsible for those killings. The charge is that as a Nazi officer, Pieter Menten settled old scores by murder and built up his vast fortune by looting art treasures from rich Jews. Soon, the court trying Menten is expected to travel to Russia to witness the opening of another mass grave, holding, it's alleged, more of Menten's victims. As well as the trial, a special commission set up by the government after heavy pressure is investigating whether Menten bought protection from prosecution. The issue that's making Dutch headlines now is what the trial shows about the real history of Holland in the war and the years after. Hans Knoop, the editor of the Dutch magazine Accent, is without doubt the man who put Pieter Menten on trial. From obscurity, he's become a journalist who on one hand is famous, admired and praised, and incidentally extremely well off, having picked up a $10,000 reward for tracing Menten. On the other, he's feared, despised and dismissed as a cheap opportunist. Today, a public holiday in Holland, he's once again the only man in the office, hammering out his latest indictment. A re-examination of the whole of Holland's record under Nazi occupation. If Knoop is right, the story of Pieter Menten is disturbing and still almost incredible. For years, Menten lived as a respected figure, mixing freely with Holland's richest and most powerful families. At 78, he was a multimillionaire with one of the finest art collections in Europe. It was accepted that he had collaborated with the Nazis as an interpreter, an offence for which he served 8 months in prison, and that some of his paintings were Polish. He seemed open about his past and always welcomed journalists to his mansion, among them Hans Knoop.
It's a mansion, a 50-room mansion with an enormous garden, an Olympic-size swimming pool. It's treasure, wherever you look, paintings, and very, very expensive paintings. He has almost the entire collection of the Polish Rembrandt, that's how they call him, Gottlieb, a Jewish painter. All the Dutch classics are hanging there, and also Italian masters. The house is more or less a museum. It's something out of this world. You wouldn't believe your eyes. I've never seen such an enormous amount of art treasures together, stored in one mansion. It's something extraordinary.
Knoop was among a handful of people in Holland who had grave doubts about how Menten came by his priceless paintings and antiques.
Menten left Poland in 1943, so just in the middle of the war, from Krakow in Poland, and returned to Holland. And got permission from the SS, from Himmler personally, to take